Hello there guys, what is going on? Son of Chelsea back here again for another edition of my team selector ahead of Sunday's game away to Southampton in the Premier League. The international break has rolled around quickly again, and this is the last game before that international break. And just before we go into the game and my team, got to touch on the England squad and Chelsea getting Fikayo Tomori, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham and Ross Barkley all included in that squad by Gareth Southgate. Really amazing news. It's something that we expected, especially Tammy getting that call up. But I think Fikayo is one of those players that I think you've got to just highlight and pinpoint, because the growth of him this season already, the fact that now he is a starter, a regular starter, someone that you have to have in your team, is, I think, so much of a testament to what he's done this season. And I think what's interesting in terms of England is he could definitely be one of that back four, because it feels like with John Stones, I think, injured at the moment, alongside Harry Maguire, who's going to be that partner for Harry Maguire, and I think Tomori could be that player. So it's a perfect chance for him to get some game time, put his name out there, and hopefully give a good impression to Gareth Southgate. But going into the game itself against Southampton, who are trying to employ this quite high pressing, energetic style of football, really on the front foot, especially early on in games. And we've seen Liverpool go there, they narrowly won there. And Manchester United drew there earlier in the year. So it's a difficult game if Southampton are on their game. And Chelsea really need to be good in possession. No sloppy passes, especially early on when Southampton are going to press at home with the crowd behind them. But hopefully we can get the win. And going into my team, it's interesting because Frank, of course, reverted to a back three once again. And it's hard to sort of tell 4-3-3, 3-4-3, 4-2-3-1. You're sort of unsure. It even changes within games, as we saw against Lille. But I'm going to go with 4-3-3 because generally I just think that is the formation that Chelsea are going to go with long term, especially when injured players return. And I'd like to see it again. So in goal, Kepa. The back four, I'm going to go with Dave. Reece James got his start the other day, but I just think probably Dave will come into it. Maybe Reece James, because he's probably more fresh than Dave, would get a chance, but I would tend to stick towards Dave because he's having a good run of form, so he'll stay in the side. Back to, I think, Zuma and Tomori. Christensen, I think, will be a little bit frustrated with the fact that he kept a clean sheet against Brighton, but then didn't play in the Premier League. So Frank may bring him back in, but I'm just going to stick with the same back two because you sort of want consistency of a back two, and the chopping and changes, and I don't think it helps Kepa as well in some cases, as we've seen in previous times. So I think he'll probably stick with Zuma and Tomori in this case. Alonso left back, midfield three. I think I've picked this midfield three the last 3 games or 3 team selectors I've done, or at least 2 of them, and they haven't come out. So Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic. I just love that midfield three, and I'll continue to state why I love it. But I think if he's going to play a 4-2-3-1, maybe Mount will play that number 10. But I'd like to see that midfield three again. I think it just offers us so much, especially, as I say, away from home. So I'd like to see that midfield three again. Kovacic should be really fresh. You know, he didn't start against Brighton, didn't start against Lille, came off the bench in both of those games. So when you need rotation after an away game in Europe, I think Kovacic should come into this game. And the front three, the interesting thing for me is I'm going to not start Mason Mount, which I know may surprise a lot of you. He's played a lot of football recently. And I also think just in terms of testing the team and keeping standards high, which Frank continues to state publicly. And the reason I'm doing this is because Hudson-ODOI, for me, starts on the left wing. WILLIAN starts on the right wing. You've got to start WILLIAN. And both of those players have connected in the previous 2 games. Hudson-ODOI has assisted WILLIAN's previous 2 goals. So hopefully that connection can continue. And I just think Hudson-ODOI deserves his start, as does WILLIAN. And the main man up top, Tammy Abraham, who scored the other night. So let's hope he can continue his amazing form. So that is it, my lineup, my team selector for the game on Sunday. Let me know your lineups in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to never miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter @SonOfChelsea, and I'll see you again.